how's it going out there today, everybody? Hope everybody's having a great day. Welcome to the channel. I'm your host, Cash, and this is Weekly Recap. What is Weekly Recap? Well, if you're new here, I need you to hit that like and subscribe button so I can tell you all about it. Weekly Recap is me going over operating a semi-truck in the United States for 1 week or less. This week is definitely an or less. I'll talk about it. I don't talk about the carrier. I'm leased onto an 80-20 split refrigerated carrier. Just does me no good. Don't talk about them. Got to find your own carrier, do your own research. I go over my week of the loads I did, why I did them, all that fun stuff. The numbers aren't to brag. They aren't to complain. These are just numbers. Don't get in your feelings over them. It's not a good look. And, I'll tell you all about it, why I did it, all that good stuff. I got nothing to hide here. Been doing these for years and years now, going over them. So if that's something you're interested in, hang tight. If you know somebody that needs this information, send them this information. Go over it, just kind of a general, this is what it's like to operate a semi-truck. And we'll talk about, the money. At the end, you'll hear me say, this is the money left to do what I have to do with. That's where you're going to plug in stuff like truck payment, insurance, salary, taxes, all the things that your business is going to pay for you. That's where those numbers plug in at. That is not my money to take to the strip club. I promise you, it's not. So let's go over this week. So I came in from going to Florida and back, and I had a few days where I needed to, like, a window of where I could work, but then I needed to be right back home. So I called the office and I said, hey, what can we do? This is, if for you guys wondering, this is from the middle end of January. This is the 3rd week of January 2025. And I call them and I say, hey, I got a little dilemma here. I need to make some money because I don't want to take off a full week. It's not vacation. I just needed to be home. But then I've got like a 3 or 4 day window. And they said, hey, we got you. We'll call you back here in a minute. So they called me. They've got a protect from freeze load out of Minnesota going down to St. Louis. These were like out of the Twin Cities Metro to the St. Louis Metro. That's a lane I like to run, I'll be honest with you, especially if I don't have to go into like downtown St. Louis. If you can get me into that top corner, like the St. Charles area, where they're building that out, man, that's going to be a massive industrial area. Oh, it already is, but the who's building down there right now. I've seen Dart Transportation just built a thing down there. JB Hunt's got a terminal down there. I mean, everybody's building something down there. The who's who. They know that area is fixing to blow up. There's, everybody needs distribution's going to put a place in St. Charles, Missouri. So I like running that area. I like building a customer base in that area. And to give you an example of, the night before I went and picked this up, it was like 15 below zero. So protect from freeze loads, we're paying muy bueno. Yes. Oh man, there were some protect from freeze loads that were crazy good. So I snatched me up one of those. I got a Minnesota to Missouri 37 empty miles, 529 loaded miles, 566 all in on this load. Protect from freeze, 40,000 pounds of cola, $18.50 on the rate on that. Well, I'm gonna tell you what. Right now, if the normal going rate from Minnesota to Missouri was $18.50, they called me the Missouri kid because I put all my miles on in Iowa, just back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. But the reality of it is that probably paid $500 more than it normally would to run down there because of the protect from freeze loads. I was having a talk with some people the other day about protect from freeze, people outside of trucking, and they had no idea or had never thought about the protect from freeze aspect of trucking. And I said, oh yeah, it's a big deal in the winter, especially in Minnesota. Your beer has to be protect from freeze unless it's like a 1 day run. Now, if you load warehouse 60-degree beer on an insulated trailer, it'll go a day or two before it freezes. It's called thermal mass. Sorry, it's not a science class. I'm just telling you what it is. It's called thermal mass. The heat that's in the beer it takes a while for it to dissipate, especially in an insulated trailer. So, but in the winter, uh, beer, soda, water. Um, some of the more strange things that I've hauled protect from freeze: shampoo, um, um, uh, like air fresheners like Febreze protect from freeze. Mayonnaise protect from freeze load. There's a lot of things that haul dry in the summer, but in the winter up north, they got to be protect from freeze. So we call it PFF, protect from freeze. Um, that's what that was. That was a damn good load down to Missouri. And then I got down to Missouri, and oh, I should have put in a request. I should have put in a request. I should have said, please, please don't send me to Budweiser off of Second Street. Um, I don't know. The location of that place bums me out. Every time I go there, they overload the trailer. Every time. You know, you got to pull up on the scale, then you got to come back through the staging lot and go back to the dock. And the dock was a solid sheet of ice. I had to call them and say, I can't go to that dock. I can't turn my wheel when I'm backing into that dock. Well, I can turn the wheel, but it makes no difference. I just slide backwards. So, what a place they got down there. I normally don't talk about my customers, but um, that place, man alive, they must have legalized weed in Missouri or something, because it smelled like a damn Cheech and Chong concert down there. Yeah. It's going on down there. Missouri to Minnesota's that load coming back. And this was a 3-day week, mind you. I got loaded. I ran the load down, unloaded it the next day, got reloaded the next day, ran her back for the 3rd day. Not a bad run. Not a bad little set of revenue here. But 24 empty miles on the load back, 582 loaded miles coming back up to Minnesota, 606 miles. Another protect from freeze load, 45,000 pounds on a reefer trailer. No, not where I want to be. They loaded 51,000 pounds on here the first time. I said, damn it, boys. Pulled up on the scale, and I was like 84.5, something like that. I was like, that ain't gonna ride. That ain't riding. So I go back, have them unload. They literally 4 pallets of beer. 4 pallets of beer on there. They didn't even know we're on there. And I was like, you might want to start drug testing some people around here. And the girl just started laughing. She's like, I can't even tell you the stories. I was like, yeah, I mean, y'all got those scanners, right? You scan everything in. She says the scanner don't matter if you don't scan it. And I was like, ooh, that's a pretty big flaw in the system. oh, marijuana guy out in a parking lot, comes in and forgets to scan a pallet. 4 pallets of beer. What's that worth? Even on a wholesale level, that's got to be a few $1,000s you just loaded and I damn near drove off with. Um, One thing that load did motivate me to do was go get a damn set of bolt cutters. I'm so tired of having to ask shippers and receivers, please, mister, can I borrow your bolt cutters? Oh God. And they always act like you're asking to borrow their daughter, for the night. It's like, I just need your bolt cutters. I'm gonna walk right out that door. I'm gonna cut that seal off. I'm gonna bring them back to you. Well, I need your driver's license, and I'm like, well, I don't have my driver's license on me. I don't carry my wallet with me unless I think I'm going to need it. So, yeah, I'm like, well, I'll just leave my phone with you. How about that? I ain't going to walk my phone, I'm going to come back for the phone. So after that, I went straight to Harbor Freight. When I got unloaded, I left the yard Went straight to Harbor Freight, got me a set of 2-foot bolt cutters. So we be snapping them bolt seals off like a champ now. I'll give you some advice. Put your bolt seal in male end up, and then put that little other end on the top. That way the bottom part's hanging down, and you can cut it right off. Okay. Sorry, that was a graphic reenactment. I'm sorry about that. I didn't mean to freak you out, but yeah, if you will do it that way, because if you put the thing down and then you put the cap on it that way, when you go to cut, the cap's in the way down here. You can't cut that cap. So put your bolt seal in from the bottom, like a plug. Butt plug your seal. I do that with all my seals actually. If you even like these snap together seals, if you'll notice the way the number's on there, it's better to go up than down. I don't know. I got OCD. I'm aware of it. I'm working on it. Just hang with me. But that was the load back. Let's go over some numbers here. $3,050 on a 3-day run. That honestly, I was just going to be sitting at the house. And the kids are in school now, so it's a long day just sitting there waiting on the kids to get home. This is a reenactment. This is me. Sit there all day waiting on the kids to get home. I mean, you know. And but anyway, we generated some revenue. $3,050, $2,440, my part of that. 1172 all miles, 61 empty miles, 1111 on the loaded miles. That is 5% deadhead. $2.60 all miles. Every mile the truck turned, I got $2.60. That's 208 a mile for my 80%. 274 a loaded mile. So not bad. Like I said, if that protect from freeze in the winter, I got to keep a closer eye on the St. Louis area because I don't like going to Chicago and back as my one day. Here are my one day back options: Kansas City, Fargo, Milwaukee, St. Louis. That's basically, like St. Joseph, Missouri, maybe. There's not as much freight going to that area. I just don't like going to Chicago on a one day and back. The tolls mess it up. You got to spend all day going around the tolls in Chicago. It's just not my thing. So I like the St. Louis. When it gets cold out, that's what I'm going to start doing. I'm going to start looking for a St. Louis out and back. Because, honestly, that's generating $1,000 a day revenue, staying, within a day run of the house. If I could do that all the time, that's what I would always do. I just go out like I do, 1 or 2 day run out and then 1 or 2 day run back just because, it generates like $1,000 a day revenue pretty easy doing that. So, anyway, that's the mileage. Let's go over to variable cost. 702 in diesel. Yes, sir, in diesel. Go down to my merch tent, click on the merch tent. I got I Need Diesel t-shirts down there. I hear the price of fuel's fixing to pop on us for some reason. $40 in reefer fuel, $31 in DEF fluids, 0 tolls, $14 on a scale, just because when they load 45,000 pounds on the trailer, I don't trust them. I just don't trust their scale at that kind of weight. I don't trust my truck scales. I don't trust my trailer scales. None of it. And also a good, real heavy load. I think I was 78,850, something like that, or 79. Excuse me. I was hundreds of pounds from being gross. That's a good. That's a good weight to calibrate my scale. So I went and scaled it at the cat scale. $14 now, I think. I don't know. It goes up 50 cents every 3 weeks or something like that now. It's hard to keep up with. I think it's $14. $0 on parking. $787 total variable cost there. Bring over the $24.40 that my 80% subtract out the $787. And that is $16.53 left to do what I have to do with. So it doesn't cover the week. It sure as hell don't pay for everything, but it's less that I'm going in the hole that week and still home when I need to be home. So I'm pretty thankful for that. I'm glad the guys in the office found all that for me. They do a heck of a job. I don't know if I mentioned that enough, but People that know what you want to do and are good at negotiating, they know the market, they know what they can get you, it's worth the price of admission. I just tell you right now, it is to me anyway. I don't have to sit and look at the load board all day. When it's time for me to get a load, they call me with things that are pretty high percentage. I don't turn down much that they offer because they know where I'll run, they know what kind of freight I'm looking for, and they know, I'm out there to make money. I'm not out here to move Billy Bob's chicken load for free. That ain't me. So, thanks to the people in the office for all they do. Appreciate it. And that is the week, folks. 16:53 left for me to do what I have to do with. Thanks so much for watching as the sun sets on me today. I appreciate it. Take care of each other out there. And remember, people are more important than trucking. Quick, I just want to remind everybody about the Mudflap app. If you're not using Mudflap, check it out, download it. It should be part of your fueling program. It's a free app. Go download it from the Apple or Android store. You sign up using credit card or bank account. No credit checks, nothing like that. No fuel card needed. Get yourself huge discounts on fuel. I buy about half of my fuel through it right now. It's an amazing free app. It's 100% legit. Sign up using my promo code there, and I'll get $10 in free fuel. You'll get $10 in free fuel. Thanks, everybody. Have a great day. How important is Wi-Fi? Very important. That's why I use Nomad Internet in my truck. Yes, sir. This is a Wi-Fi modem that you put in your truck. Check them out. Links below. This thing gets signal when my phone will not. So if you're ever stuck at that truck stop with no signal, you'll wish you had some Nomad in your truck.